How big do corn snakes get? The answer to that question depends on their age. A healthy adult corn snake normally reaches a length of anywhere between 4 and 6 feet, or about 48 to 72 inches, and a diameter of about an inch. They also weigh around 2 pounds. Their impressive size is first evident immediately after hatching from the egg when they measure about 8 to 12 inches long, or about 1 foot. This begins a period of very rapid growth. By the 6-month mark, they should reach a length of about 20 to 30 inches or about 1.6 to 2.5 feet. By the time they reach about a year old, they should reach anywhere between 35 and 40 inches or around 3 feet. It will achieve a full size after about 2 to 3 years and remain there for the rest of its life. The corn snake is not the largest species in the United States. That honor goes to the forest-dwelling eastern indigo snake, which can easily reach a length of anywhere between 7 and 9 feet or 84 to 108 inches. Nor does it come anywhere close to the largest tropical snakes in the world. But the corn snake is nevertheless among the larger, non-aggressive snakes you can reasonably find in the pet trade. They grow about the same pace, maybe even a little faster, in captivity as in the wild. How often does a corn snake shed? Snakes are shed regularly to replace their entire skin. It's thought that shedding can allow young snakes to grow progressively larger with each successive molt to eventually reach their full adult size, though the main point of shedding is to replace worn skin and remove any parasites like ticks from the body. After first hatching, corn snakes will shed quite often, approximately every 3 to 5 weeks. As a fast-growing juvenile, the length of time in between sheds will increase to about 5 to 8 weeks. Once it reaches adulthood, however, your corn snake should shed no more often than 4 to 6 times per year, and it will continue to shed at this regular interval for the rest of its life. If it doesn't shed regularly or experiences an incomplete shed, then it could be a sign of something wrong. How do you ensure a pet corn snake reaches its full size? A well-cared-for snake should achieve all of its growth benchmarks with ease, eventually reaching a full length of 4 to 6 feet. The diet is the most important factor in the growth of a young snake. Owners should provide a frozen mouse or rat, thawed or warmed, not microwaved, to room temperature, about once every week or 2 during the daytime hours. A pinky mouse should be an appropriate size for a juvenile snake, whereas larger rodents should be fed to an adult. If the snake doesn't eat immediately, then you should take the food away and offer it the next day. Feeding should also occur in a separate enclosure so it doesn't associate your hand with food. Another factor that will affect the growth rate is the environmental condition of the tank. The habitat should be set at an appropriate temperature, usually between 70 degrees and 85 degrees Fahrenheit, and humidity level, between 40% and 60% under normal circumstances, as much as 70% when it's shedding. It should also have about 8 to 12 hours of exposure to ultraviolet light, followed by a nocturnal or infrared light at night. This should serve to replicate the preferred conditions that it needs in the wild. Keep in mind that a small adult snake measuring 4 feet or less isn't necessarily the sign of a development problem. Genetics also play an important growth factor. But proper nutrition and care as a juvenile will maximize the potential size of your snake in captivity.